everyone, welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be sharing with you all a little bit about what I've been learning at my allergist and how my allergy shots or my immunology appointments have been going. So I have been to my allergist for allergy shots 3 times now. So the second time I went in, the nurse asked me if I had had any adverse reaction to the shots and how I handled the 1 cc that I had gotten the first time I had gone in. I got 1 cc per shot and I got 3 shots. And I told him how everything had gone, that it felt like I had severe throat tightness and itchiness. He actually told me that if I had been there at their clinic when that was happening, they would have given me an EpiPen. So they went ahead and lowered my dosage per shot. So the second time I got my shot, I only got 0.03 cc's instead of 1 cc. I still got 3 shots, but I got a very small amount. And I did much better with that amount. I had a little bit of a feeling in my throat where there was something like that I couldn't swallow, but it wasn't for very long, for maybe an hour and a half. But it was also when I had Benadryl in my system, so I don't know what it would have felt like if I had not had Benadryl already in my system. The pain and itchiness in my arms was also less. The itchiness is always a little bit more severe right at the beginning. Again, like it just feels like mosquito bites. The pain was just like that initial shot pain, and then after that, really my arm was not as severely tender and sore and painful as it was the first time. So that was a significant improvement. Overall I did much better with the second shot with how my body handled that amount of serum. So I went back just yesterday for my 3rd shot. What happened before I went in is that I was already feeling a lot of throat tightness and itchiness, which I thought was just allergies. So I went ahead and called my allergist ahead of time and I asked, I'm not really familiar with how this goes. If I'm already feeling symptomatic, should I go in for an allergy shot? And they said, definitely not. You should not go in if you're already feeling symptomatic. You should stay home. And at that point, I had already taken my Zyrtec and it had not helped much. Also, while I was on the phone with the nurse, I told her about the nasal spray that I had been prescribed and that it did not work for me. I got pretty severe nausea after using it, so I stopped using it. And so she wanted to relay all of my information to my allergist. So later on, I got a call back and she said that it would be safe for me to go in to get an allergy shot because what the doctor believes is that I have 2 different issues with my body that's causing the throat tightness and the itchiness. So the first issue is postnasal drip and the second issue is vocal cord dysfunction. I was kind of confused by that because I had been to several doctors and postnasal drip and vocal cord dysfunction were ruled out as not issues for me. So I was kind of questioning her. I said, well, I don't really feel like I have those symptoms, but that is what the doctor said, and he is the professional and I'm not. But that's what the doctor said, and when I did some research online, it said that allergists are pretty much the cream of the crop when it comes to diagnosing vocal cord dysfunction because it is very similar to asthma. So the doctor believes that that is what's going on with my throat and that it's not an allergy issue. So I did actually end up going in for an allergy shot yesterday, which was my 3rd. They ended up putting me on a slower dosage schedule. So yesterday I got 0.05 cc's. So usually you go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cc's at a time. I did 0.5 yesterday, and the next shot 1, and then I'll do 1.5 and then 2, so on and so forth. So it's a slower buildup. If my body is handling the slower dosage well, then they can go ahead and try to bump me back to the larger doses at a time, which would get me to that maintenance level vial faster. So personally, I did a little research on what vocal cord dysfunction is because I didn't really do much looking into it before because I thought it had been ruled out as not an issue for me. But I went ahead and looked it up and I wanted to read it off my computer so that I got it right. So vocal cord dysfunction occurs when the vocal cords or voice box do not open correctly. Vocal cord dysfunction is sometimes confused with asthma because some of the symptoms are similar. In asthma, the airways tighten, making breathing difficult. So basically, vocal cord dysfunction means that your vocal cords do not act normally. With vocal cord dysfunction, instead of your vocal cords opening up when you breathe in and out, your cords actually close. This closing of your vocal cords make it harder to get air in and out of your lungs. So these are the common signs and symptoms of vocal cord dysfunction. Feeling short of breath or feeling that it is hard to get air in and out of your lung, a feeling of tightness in the throat or chest, frequent cough or clearing your throat, a feeling of choking or suffocation, noisy breathing, wheezy or raspy sound, and a hoarse voice. An attack of vocal cord dysfunction can be sudden and may be severe. Without treatment, a severe attack may require emergency room treatment. Even if an attack is severe, the oxygen level in your blood is usually normal. Vocal cord dysfunction symptoms do not usually occur during sleep. So these are things that can cause VCD or vocal cord dysfunction. VCD may be caused by upper respiratory infection or a cold, strong odors or fumes, tobacco smoke, postnasal drip, acid reflux, strong emotions and stress, and exercise. Now, I pretty much check all of those boxes. I haven't had a cold in a long time, but I am extremely sensitive to strong odors and fumes, tobacco smoke, any kind of grilling smell or really strong food smell. I have always had a throat tightening sensation, but that would make sense as to why my throat felt tight and like it was tightening up when I would smell a strong fragrance. So postnasal drip is another option that can cause VCD. Apparently I do have that as well. Acid reflux, which is something that I have dealt with for, probably 10 years. Strong emotions and stress. I mean, who's not stressed out, really? And exercise. I have always had an issue with exercise, especially anything with cardio. I will get very wheezy, my throat will feel very tight and itchy, and I almost get this like sensation in my ears too, where my ears will just like itch, it like on the inside, and it's really uncomfortable and it makes you not want to exercise. But if I can exercise indoors, I do better, and if I do things that are less cardio focused and more like weight training and things like that, I do much better. And also something I learned from my allergist is that your histamines will build up more at night. So especially if you exercise outdoors at night, you are going to boost your histamine level through the roof. And that was partially what I was doing, is that I was doing exercising at night, which I still do, but I do it indoors. And so that was part of the issue as well. Again, I've moved to more indoor weight training and lunges and squats and all of those things that I can do indoors that aren't cardio focused, and that has helped with that tightness and feeling in the throat as I'm exercising. So if you are having any of these issues or you feel like this might relate to you, definitely go and see your allergist. Vocal cord dysfunction can be very hard to detect. Often people with VCD are also thought to have asthma because the symptoms and triggers for VCD and asthma can be very similar. The difference between VCD and asthma is that if you have asthma, medicines that open your breathing tubes, like an inhaler, will improve your breathing. If you have vocal cord dysfunction alone, the inhaler will not work. To make it even more confusing, you may have both VCD and asthma. So absolutely, if any of this seems like it applies to you, go and see your allergist. They are going to be the best person to see and try to figure out what's going on. I don't know a whole lot more about vocal cord dysfunction except for what I was told yesterday on the phone and what I've read online. So I hope to be talking to my allergist more soon about how I can tell the difference between a throat tightening reaction like an allergic reaction and vocal cord dysfunction, because I can't tell the difference right now because it just all feels like throat tightness. So when I go in for an allergy shot, I don't know if I'm having an allergic reaction to the allergy shot, which can be normal, or if I'm having a flare-up of VCD. So I'm hoping to be able to figure out how you can tell the difference, because as of right now, I have no clue. But I hope to keep you all updated on how everything is going. So yesterday's shot, which was my third shot, I did much better. I got half of a cc per shot. I still got 3 shots, and I think I always will. And I did much better with that. My throat did feel a little bit tight. I did take Benadryl, but again, like I said, I don't know if that was a reaction to the shot or if it was vocal cord dysfunction. So all in all, I think it's improving. My arms were itchy yesterday like the mosquito bites, but I really have almost no pain today. I can feel a little bit right here where the shots were, but it's not nearly as severe as it was the first day. The first shot, that one was painful. So anyway, I hope this helps any of you all who are maybe going through the same thing or thinking about getting allergy shots. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave me some comments down below. I'd love to help in any way that I can as I'm learning myself. Also, please don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell. That way you'll be notified of every time I upload a brand new video onto my channel. Thank you all again so much for watching, and I will see you soon.